We are home for Christmas. This is kind of blurring the timelines a little bit, but as a present tense, we wrapped up all of work and we came home to our parents' place for the week of Christmas. It all looks pretty bare because we just didn't get the time to settle in when we first moved in before we moved out. But we love it here and enjoy all the time we get to be home. But it was really fun today to reflect on last week because last week felt like what the holidays are all about. It was a jumble of there was work to do still and also so much celebrating. Everything kind of overlapping in an end of year kind of way. Life obviously feels really different right now, not being on a school calendar this time of year. There's no finals, no semesters, there's no clear like stop or start, which was interesting. We had multiple meetings with people from the connections we made this year reach out to kind of help us level set and think through this next year in a different way. From in-person meetings using whiteboards and brainstorming and talking through ideas over lunch, all of these conversations were very practical. Numbers, planning, timelines, preparing to execute. It was all so encouraging, just that reminder that we're not building alone. Everyone's trying to wrap things up as fast as possible, but the work we're doing is still important and it feels more meaningful as we try to set ourselves up well for next year. One of my favorite meetings was with a fellow peer in entrepreneurship that went to my school for a little bit and then we reconnected now post-grad. His name is Jimmy and he has built and created so many cool ventures from a young age, and so we just got to meet up at a coffee shop and just share stories, and it was one of those conversations that made you feel seen. Kind of sparked some ideas for collaboration between young founders in the new year, which Jimmy's already been doing such a good job of, and I hope to be part of more of that soon. This past week we also did a GMA Christmas party at our boss's house and we just ate together, we played some games, and we did this like hot seat moment where everyone was spoken over with words of affirmation and love and support from your fellow coworkers, and GMA has been one of those lasting reminders of God's crazy ways of providing when you don't see it coming, and so that was a really sweet time to just be with that family and close out the year with them. Last week we also had a Belmont Young Alumni Christmas party, which we rented out Santa's Pub here in Nashville, and I'd say it's been a while since we've had that many people under the same roof. I think as a fact we've never had an event with so many people from Young Alumni. There was bingo, there was karaoke, which was non-stop all night. I met people that I had never met before from years past because the people invited to these events are from the last 10 years of graduates. And then obviously I saw my friends. It is such a special occasion when we all get to be under one roof again. Some things just don't change, and when we're all together, time stops. Me and my friend Priya, who I don't think we would have ever expected us to be in this moment together, sang Unwritten, and it made me feel alive. And then we did some throwback songs. I mean, we shut the place down. The team that runs the alumni events are just some of the best people I know, and so I'm super proud to be involved because I still got 9 more years to go as a young alumni, so go Bruins. This week was also full of birthdays. I have a lot of people in my life that celebrate their birthdays close to Christmas, specifically my high school friend Catherine. Her birthday is something that I always look forward to at the end of the year, and this year her mom planned a surprise birthday dinner for her at her place, and so a few of us got together at her mom's house and we just got to surprise her. She was for sure not expecting it. It was so gross outside, like raining all day, and she had been in Knoxville for her actual birthday, and so yeah, I do think this was the last thing she was expecting. Crowding around the table, tacos everywhere, just the way it's meant to be. And then my other friend Blair hosted her birthday at her house and did the cutest little dinner party. Her and her mom cooked this amazing meal of pasta. Literally felt like I was at a 5-star restaurant, but it was really sweet to just kind of come around her and celebrate the way she loves best. The number one thing with friends right now is that spending time post-grad takes more effort. There's more planning, more coordination, but once everyone is in the same room, it is so incredible, and we get to be a little bit more intentional with our lifestyle and the way that we get to show up for each other. Obviously, in between everything, there were all the little moments of last minute Christmas things. Me and Joanna are pretty late in the game with the Christmas shopping, typically because I usually don't have much money to work with, so I really wait till the end to see how much I can muster up. And as a first-year entrepreneur, we're kind of in a similar boat. So we hit up the one and only Hobby Lobby and got a good chunk of it done. Cue a montage of all my favorite cheesy signs that I saw at Hobby Lobby this past time. There are some staples and then there are some new ones that appear every time I go, and it's just my favorite thing to find. Also ran into my friends Ansley and her sisters Reese and Perry Campbell, who were also doing little shopping, and we were yelling at each other across lines, and I don't think anyone else was amused by it, but we had a great time. We went to this Korean cafe slash like retail spot here called Ollie, and so we just looked around and it was so cute. I just had to look it up. We got these little fish custard pastries called taiyaki, but they were like little mini ones, and it was so cute and they were really good. Then came Christmas caroling with church. This is a yearly tradition that is done with our community, and we go to as many houses. I think this past year specifically we went to 25 houses. We only went one of the days though, and that day we started at our parents' house. We serve chai, of course. We always use the leftover cups from events for these more intimate gatherings to go through some stock. And y'all, I just want to preface this moment because we were all in shock. We were singing and having a good time, and then all of a sudden we looked at the door and some more people were coming in, and it's Santa, actually two Santas, but the second Santa is wearing a mask that in Indian culture, or I guess in any culture outside of America, Santa is known to be white. It's a European character. There's no Santa that's not white. So someone got a mask that portrays Santa, and it's just not what we were expecting. But it was awesome. And then we literally went from house to house, squeezing into all the crowded living rooms of our church members and their friends, and just danced and sang the night away. And it was chaos in the most exhilarating way. To close out the week, we had a Chechi's Chai version of a company holiday party, which just meant that we took our parents out to dinner. We went to Taylor here in Nashville, and we went and sat at the chef's bar experience, which just meant that we watched them cook and serve us course after course, I think up to 10 courses of Indian inspired cuisine. It was all so unique and delicious. I was honestly scared for my appetite, but I had to try everything. And it was always fun treating our parents to moments like these that they normally would never go out of their way to do themselves. They end every meal with a cup of chai, which was perfect, and we really enjoyed the chai and the little cookie that came with it. We left completely stuffed and we could barely move, which was the perfect end to a very beautiful and full week. A year ago, Jess would probably be shocked with how I'm spending my time and how excited I would be by the little things, but I also think she'd be so relieved. I think that there is so much of our childhood and adolescence that we spend exhausting ourselves. There's so much of keeping up appearances and wanting to feel cool and stay relevant, which I still feel a lot of those things, but I crave authentic moments that leave lasting impacts on somebody, whether that's a friend, family member, or someone I don't even know. Things are rarely perfectly curated, and honestly, it's hard to capture most of these events, but it's so life-giving. Just giving space for people to be themselves, create some of the most amazing memories and stories. If there's one thing I've learned through taking the entrepreneur path this past year, is that it's no good if we're all the same. Our differences make for a better world, giving us all the chance to leave it better than we found it. I just love this time of year, and it felt especially special this year for some reason, and I'm excited to spend the rest of the week here and document as much of it as I can. And yeah, the best is yet to come.